All right. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night they call Monday night, but it's the night after Monday, but it's the night after Monday, which is at 9, a little after 9, but I had to restart everything. Everything got kind of flicked off into double portions and stuff like that. So um we where we are right now. So this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here, and tonight is, or this is the night after the day of Monday, November 3rd, 2025. This is the night after Monday, November 3rd, 2025. That's 11/3/25, 2025. And this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here every quote unquote night after Monday at 9 p.m. I had a little miss up this room. I had to start everything over a few moments ago. But other than that, we're going to do our prayer. But tonight's topic is going to be Isaiah 4 and 1 coming soon. And we're going to give all the details, the reason why that prophecy is about to unfold. I'm going into scripture, give you understanding about certain things, the way things is going today, how things is happening in order for this to come in. So we're going to go into that. We're going to go into history. My boy G1, he had some things. We both shared some things last night about the past in order for the people. Well, let me first go into the prayer, and then we'll go into the conversation. So first we're going to pray, and then we're going to go from here. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to help us in every way and in all things. We ask you to forgive us of all the sins that we have done in time past, today's time and time to come. Let us learn from the things that we have went through, and let us come to do your glorious light and come to your glorious word and your law. We ask you to forgive the ancestors, our forefathers, and us of all the things we have done. And we ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us and allow us to awaken to your great light. There is a change happening in this day and time. Many are unaware, but the awareness is happening. We ask you to forgive us of anything and all things and help us, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. Thank you, Almighty. Now, let's get into the conversation and information for tonight. What's going on, family, friends, and world? I hope everybody doing well. This topic tonight is a prophecy that's been coming for quite some time, and I actually seen a video today. It was called something like zoology or zoologist or something like that, right? And before I go into Isaiah 4 and 1, it was a female, a young lady sharing information. I think she was on TikTok, and she said, "As a matter of fact, I'm put I'm pick that it's on Facebook, but I'm gonna take that topic and I'm gonna put it on in the link. I'm gonna put it on the link just so everybody can check it out." But she was talking about zoologists or something like that. People feeling like they're in the zoo. They feel like something's going on, but they don't know what to do. And they're in a time span like this. They know they got to go to work to take care of their business and their bills, but they know it's something going on that they can't understand. A lot of people feel say, "What, baby?" You said, come in here and tell us how you feel. My baby was just telling me about that. As I said, "Babe, I sent you a video today." And he said, "You see," she said, "I'm gonna see you as soon as I go home." I said, "You at home?" She said, "Oh, you know what I'm talking about." I'll put you on spot. So when she said she just said that a few minutes ago. But the point I'm getting at is that The shift has been going on for quite some time. I've been saying for years, when people start going from eating a lot of flesh and they start moving towards soy, rice milk, and then into almond and coconut and into the veganism altogether. I've been seeing the shift a long time ago. It's just been happening slowly but surely. A shift has been going on. I've been seeing it long time ago. I went to my spiritual awakening in 95. So I guess I was just open to see the things as it's happening. You know, a lot of people being more health conscious. You had a lot of obese people back about 10 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, almost 20. It was a lot of obese people are coming down now, even though we still got a lot of obese people. If you notice, it's not with this last year or two, people are coming down from the obesity that it was at one time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are happening, change is going on. A lot of people can see it, many can't. Many can't even see and understand what's going on. They feel things happening, but the change is happening. The scriptures is being fulfilled and is being foretold. Look at the separation right now. Let me just share. I don't know why I'm going into all this right now, but before I'm going to read 4 and 1. When Trump got in office, look at the separation. And I'm just going to say, look at the separation because me, I'm on the sideline. I'm a watchman. But I see the difference in the two. I'm looking at all the stuff that's been going on in the time past, right? Stuff that's been going on since the 50s and 60s before I was born, and then while I was born, and then the things that was going in, coming in up until a certain time, up until where we are today, and then the time that Kevin Samuels came in, and even before Kevin Samuels, it really wasn't as prevalent until Kevin Samuels mainly was like the flag, the pole. It was like he was the one that was really setting it off in the time of the curse. I'm gonna give you that too tonight. I'm about to give y'all some understanding. In the time of the curse, he was the rod. I'm gonna put it like that. To me, he was the Malachi 4 verse 5 through I think 4, 5, and 6. He was Elijah. He was the Elijah, but he was here before. That's why I say when you read the scripture, it said, he said, "I'm gonna send Elijah the prophet." Now I don't know if he's a prophet or anything, but he shared a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm sending Elijah the prophet before the great and terrible day, and then he's gonna turn the hearts of the children to the fathers, and the fathers up to the hearts of the children, children to the hearts of the father. I may not be saying it correctly. Lest I smite the earth with a curse, and it happened. While before he came first, he was talking to the men. And as he was talking to the men, then end up talking to the women, and then came the one that blew him off the platform was average at best. That blew up. And from there he became a household name. Kevin Samuel, I believe, this is my belief, Kevin Samuels was that Elijah the prophet, and the earth was the curse of the earth was the uh what we call corona, or y'all know what I'm talking about, and then the jab. Those were those two curses that came, knocked everything out. So, and this is where the real change was happening between the 400 years from 1619 to 2019, then the curse, part of all this altogether. Now the great substance is on the way. The nation was the Roman Empire, which is the system. So I just want to throw that in. But let's go to the subject matter at hand. The subject matter at hand. Isaiah 4 and 1. This is what the topic is about tonight. But we'll give the reasons behind the topic tonight. Right? I've been talking about this for the longest. I've been seeing it for the longest and have understanding of it. But as the time progressed to this point, I got better and more understanding to it. And where are we at? Isaiah 4 and 1 states this. Isaiah 4 and 1 states, and in that day, which are the day we in right now, the day is to the creator is 1,000 years is the day to the creator. And we in that day right now. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. To take away our. Hey, baby, can you come and read reproach for me just so they'll know the title? Joanne, can you come and read this for me? She may be back there in the room. She's a little tired. She got off work late today. Can you pull up something for me and read it for me, please? Reproach. Can you pull up reproach and read it for me? I want everybody to understand the situation. I'm gonna read this one more time while she getting there, and then we're gonna go into the conversation. Oh man, I forgot. G1, you here? You could have pulled it up, but I ain't heard from you yet. You might be at work. I ain't know if he's at work or not. But yet still, I'm gonna read it again. And in that day, which is in the days we're in now, pull up reproach on your etymology dictionary if you don't mind. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread.
Reproach means shame, but I'll look it up.
Thank you, but still, I like to have the definition. We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And I'm about to give you understanding why the reproach is here today. I'm gonna give you the understanding to that. Why the reproach is here today. Because there's been a lot of stuff going on that people have not even and don't even realize. Let me know if you found it. I got many categories or points to show you why the reproach is here. All right? Upon the woman, upon the women. And not all women. Now I have to let that be known. It's not upon because my woman ain't she's not that type of put like this. Majority of the feminists and the people, the women, like I was sharing with these brothers today, we had a conversation. I'm glad I'm at this point. I said there's 2 type of men and 2 type of women, right? You have one woman who's going to follow the order. You have other women that's going to go outside the order. Let me put it like that first. Now, how I like to break it down is in the beginning.
Reproach.
Let's hear it.
Meaning.
Reproach meaning.
Blame, shame, or disgrace.
Blame, shame, or disgrace. That's it. Reproach means blame, shame, or disgrace. Can I hear it one more time, baby? Is there anything else that goes with it at all?
It says the Old French, the word entered Middle English in the 14th century from the Old French reproach, meaning blame, shame, or disgrace.
Blame, shame, and disgrace. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. I'm about to break it down and give you an understanding why and how, not only according to what we read then, but what's going on today according to this right here. And I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to break it in 2 ways. Where you can say, I'm going to read it as it is, and I'm going to break it down in order to be understood as of today. Now, I'm going to put this like this. We have the serpent, which is the system. The serpent, which is the system. We have the woman. Majority of the women today are females. I'm going to say females at this point compared to the woman. Then we have the man. We have the men. So it all depends on what type of man you is. But let's get back to the beginning. The serpent and the system. Genesis 3 and 1. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yah had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yah said ye should not eat of every tree of the garden? Meaning the man is following orders that was given to him by the universal consciousness, the Almighty, whatever y'all want, or what everybody call God, right? Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, to the system, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah had said ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Now, where did that order come from? That came from her husband, from the universal consciousness that actually gave them the garden that they was in. So this garden had rules that was told to them that they should, what they should or could and could not do. So this garden had rules upon it. But the man knew the rules that he told to his wife, which was his woman. But there's somebody else on the outside came in, and I call it the system, which is I don't care how the system, another man, a man in the streets, a man at your job, anything other than your husband, which is your man. Anything or anyone, I don't care if it's a woman. She and he's a part of the system, which is against the next thing that's closer to you, woman. But what happened was this. Verse 4. And the serpent, which is the system, said unto the woman, ye shall not utterly die. See, now all he's doing is putting words. How many of these women do the same thing today to these other women that's getting close to a man or have a man, have a husband? How many of y'all women out here saying, well, I just got through seeing Anton, and he was showing with one woman talking about something, and they said not to cook from him. And they said not to wash his clothes. But she got a ring. This girl had red on, had a ring on her finger, but she got a ring, and she bossing and flexing about a ring. Then this other girl came in right after and said, well, I know, she tried to go over. See, what I come to understand, this is Satan. This is Satan. This is the system. All these people that come with any other type of philosophy, whatever it is to make you go against who you're with. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your family member. If you have a husband, that husband you're supposed to be one. You and your woman are supposed to be as one. But the man is supposed to be the leader because he's the one who leads the family. He's the one who's always going to get blamed anyway, right? He's the leader. So the key is the man, the woman, they're one. She actually is supposed to be a help me to the man. Supposed to be. A lot of times a woman have a lot of good ideas, but it's the man's point to have the last decision. But they work together. That's the bottom line. So no matter what, they work together. No matter how nobody else on the outside of them two works together. But at this point, this is when you got people, the system, your job, your family, anybody outside of the one who you are with. And see, one thing is today, y'all need to make sure the person you with is who you need to be with. You need to find the foundation to keep your relationship intact. That's the key. The creator is me and my baby's foundation. That's what brought us together. When I seen that she was with the book and not for her church, not for her pastor, not for anything outside of what the word said, I said, you the one. What? Yeah, you the one. What you talking about? You the one. You got to know your foundation. If you don't know your foundation, you're going to be out in the wind. You're going to lose a lot of time. There's going to be things that you're going to say, I should have, would have, could have, man, I'd have messed up. But you're supposed to examine who you with. Examine who you're bringing under your umbrella. But if you head over here, because I've been there too, I shared that in my conversation last night. I was head over heels as well. Didn't realize it, but that was a lesson. See, we got to understand life. Life is lessons. We got to go through life to understand certain lessons. Sometimes we'll be given lessons, no different than what I'm sharing with you right now. And sometimes you have to learn through your experiences. But it's the lessons you learn, you're going to go through. So it's up to you on whatever you decide to do to learn the lessons of life the way you go through them, right? So back to the story. Verse 4, it said again, and the serpent said, which like I say, the system or anybody else outside the woman's husband, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. Then verse 5, Genesis 3 and 5. For y'all do know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. He shut up right there. But the fact is, he whispered in her ear. Whether he talked straight to her, whispered in her ear, whatever, she allowed him to do it. That's the problem we have. She allowed him to get in her ear. And by her allowing him to get in her ear, this is where manipulation started at. This is where manipulation started to fester. And that's what's going on with all the women of today. So you got women talking to women to make women leave their man. You got women say, I want to be happy. Don't realize the happiness is right there in your household. You just don't know how to be happy. If you don't understand how to be number one, you got to understand how to be a wife in the first place. Unless you just want to be a girlfriend all your life. You got to understand what a wife's position is. You got to understand what a husband's position is. And the only way that I would say you can find it is through the scriptures. You got to learn the Creator's word. You got to understand what a man's position is and what a woman's position is. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even choose to know. A lot of people just want to live life. You can do that. That's your choice. But what happened at verse 6? Genesis 3 verse 6 says, and when the woman saw that it was good for food, that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. Think about the women today. Think about the women today. I'm just giving you understanding on the subject matter today and where we are. Think about the women today. Look at the feminist women. You can't tell them nothing. They loud, they boisterous. What it says about the reproach. They she just read it. She said they're I want to say the wrong word. I want to say stubborn, but she gave 3 words showing that about the reproach and how how the women are at this time. The reproach. The reproach. You see what I'm saying? So the reproach is the things that's going on with the women today. They're going to be ashamed at themselves of the things they've been doing. The things that attitude they've been carrying and how they've been carrying themselves. Change is happening now. It's going on now. And you know what? The serpent is turning his back on them. The system, which is the serpent, is turning his back on the women now. Now he done set the women up to be out there. And I'm going to break it down for you. I'm about to give you a better understanding. Hold on one moment. Let me pause this real quick. I got somebody coming in on. Okay, recording back on start. Okay, good. I paused that because it was some more people probably coming on, but we just seen what ended up happening, and we still getting people that's trying to come in and disrupt the situation. So I had to pause for a minute. So I'm glad we didn't record the stuff that they putting on here, so or try to put on. But like I'm saying, again, I sure wish I can hear you, G1. You can probably try to come back in. I can try to see if I hear you, but the which column is going in and out, so I can hear you directly. But I know you're getting picked up on the video, or should I say on Zoom, so it's being picked up on the Zoom channel. But other than that, for everybody else, back to the conversation. When you see in verse 6, in Genesis chapter 3, chapter 3 and 6. It says, and when the women saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. See what I'm saying? This is the two I was talking about earlier. The woman, she listened to someone outside of the household. She listened to someone outside of the family. She listened to someone other than her, I won't say her real, but her body. The man is supposed to be the body, which is the covering. That's why the rib is under the skin. Dang, that just hit me. That's the first time I ever said that. The rib is under the skin. The man is her covering. Woo, first time I ever came with it like that. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Almighty. The rib is the covering. I mean, the skin is the covering to the rib. That's why she's made from his rib. He's her covering. Whose ribs is exposed? No one's rib is exposed. So you got to understand, the woman is a man is a woman's covering. And the women don't even understand that. They don't even know they're being used and manipulated by the system. Now, according to what we just shared right here, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, is that what women do today? What's the tree today? The tree is money today. Money is what the tree is today. Don't say money don't grow on trees, but the money today, the tree today is the money to the women. They gone and they think they're breaking their family up for the money. They're breaking their homes up for the money. They're leaving their children and their husbands for the money. And y'all can't even see it. So, verse 7 says, and the eyes of them both was open, was really, this is when they knew they was going to get in trouble. Think about it. That's the first time that came to me as well. First time ever. When you do something that you're not supposed to do, oh, we're going to get it. See, look at this. Oh, when you get in trouble, oh, your eyes open up, don't it? When you get in trouble, your eyes get big. That's when their eyes was open. That just hit me as well. I never thought about that until right now. Anytime you get in trouble, your eyebrows, your eyebrows go up, your eyes get big. Oh, we're going to get in trouble. Yeah. That just hit me. First time I ever said that. And the eyes of them both was open, and they knew that they were naked. They knew that they was in trouble. See what I'm saying? They knew they was in trouble. And they sewed fig leaves together and made them aprons. And they heard the voice of Yah walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves. What happens when you get in trouble? You're trying to hide. You ain't trying to be out there and face. You're trying to hide. Excuse me. You're trying to hide. Why? Because you know what's coming. The first thing your eyes is open. Oh, we're going to get in trouble. Now you're trying to hide. How many people understand what I'm saying? This is what's going on today. And the point that I'm getting at, I'm only sharing this whether people accept it or not. Isaiah 4:1 is when it talks about, well, now the women saying, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take care of my own self. Just let me be called by thy name to take away my shame. What shame? All this, and all that negative stuff. Shame. And that's why I go to Daniel chapter 12. Many should be woken to everlasting light, some to shame and contempt. A lot of it going to be these women. Shame and contempt. That's the reproach. This is where we are today. We're at the reproach and we're at the turning of the times. We're at the turning of the times, whether y'all get it or not. Now, with this situation, the system, how the system with men and women here, they got to your parents, your grandparents, and great grandparents back in the 50s, 60s, and stuff like that. And number one is it was a strategic way that they did it. What it was is the system, which is the serpent, made sure that the man couldn't work. The man could not work. So the man got laid off work. Some, they put women to work. Women started going to work, and then some women couldn't get a job. So the men couldn't work because they wouldn't let them work. It was set up like that. The system was set up like that. So what ended up happening? Now, the men can't get a job. Some women had to stay home with the children. Men can't work. So what they had to do? They had to get, quote unquote, what? Assistance. What do you call assistance? Welfare, food stamps, and anything that's associated with it. Section 8 up until today, all these different things, the system, the serpent, gave to the woman. You don't need no man in your house. You can do without a man. We got you. We're going to give you money. Well, you get a check every month. You get a check on the 1st and the 3rd. That's the system. The system then blowed everything and blew your mind and made you think something other than what it really is. I'm talking about the women now. This is the reproach coming up now. Now the women, y'all got an S on your chest. Oh, I don't need no man. Me and G1 talked about that yesterday when I was in my other conversation. Me and G1 had a conversation about that yesterday. These women was actually getting on in the 70s and the 80s, between the 70s and the 80s, maybe in the 60s as well. These young ladies, now welfare became a thing. These girls got their children. They actually having interviews saying, I don't need no man. What am I need a man for? This and that. I got my house. I got my children. You know, they got their checks. Woman, I'm taking care of my children all by myself, knowing they got help from other people and family and friends. You know, good well, these women have to have some time alone, so they're leaving the children with somebody. So now it gets to the point where now these women is dependent on their husband, which is the serpent now. This is the female. I'm giving you my point of view. These are the females. These are the ones who are depending on the system now. Not talking about with the ones that went to school and even them. Now these are the ones that went to school and has got a degree. Now these are the independent women. I got my money. I got this. I got that. And still thinking she's better than the man that's providing for her. And this is what happened. What happened? The system got in the woman's ear. The woman is now handling her own business, her own affairs, and she don't need no husband. But she'll get a man who whisper in her ear and come in, and then you got a lot of these, like I said, it's two types of men. You had men that want to take care of their families and things like that. You had other men who listened to their wife and did what Adam did. And then, as the Creator told me, let me go there first. Then I'm coming backwards on this. Verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. I'm going backwards on this one. I'm not going forward, I'm coming back on this one. And I mean, I'm going from the man, the woman, then the system. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Right? That's when their eyes became open. Ooh, we did wrong. We weren't supposed to do this. Now they know they're naked. Now they know Now they know they did something wrong. Before they didn't do nothing wrong. Why be scared? See, when guilt comes in, that's because now you've done something wrong. There's a problem now because there's something that happened that you weren't supposed to do that you did. And if you did something wrong, who's at fault? You're at fault. This is when the shame and contempt and reproach comes in at. That's why they start hiding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unto Adam he said, because thou hast listened, or shall I say, heard and did hearken unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. The ground is cursed for your sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. They're going to bring all that stuff to you. It ain't going to just bring, you're going to have to pick through and clean that stuff up out of it. And thou shalt eat the herb of the field. There you go. That we say you're going to eat the herbs of the field, and that's going to be to keep you healthy. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken, for thus thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Right? And after that, Adam called his wife, I think he said evil. That I say Eve is short for evil. You evil. What's going on today? How many women have to go through their reproach today because of the evil deeds they've done? There wouldn't be no reason to be called evil if you didn't do no evil. And I'm not pointing just at the woman, but the woman is at fault for doing what she's been doing and carrying on the way that she's been going on. And we got women still today that still active. So, like I told you about this woman with the red, then this other girl came on Anti's platform, Anti's what's called that he shared. She tried to. Is he worthy for me to be laying down? If he, let me say this real quick. If I'm spending time with you, you somebody on the outside, Satan, serpent, part of the system. If I'm spending time with this woman, she's doing for me and I'm doing for her. Who is you to come in and say anything outside of what's going on with me and this sister? Y'all don't know me and her life. Y'all don't know nothing about what's going on with me and her. Only she knows, because if I'm taking care of her or if we're taking care of each other, whatever she does for me is none of your business. Whatever I'm doing for her is none of your business. This girl coming in on the outside looking in somebody else's life. Where your husband at? Where's your relationship? But you sitting up here with two nose rings, as Anton called her, a bull. She sat up with two nose rings in the ear, and she's up here trying to give information on something that we don't even see in her. She don't have a ring on her finger, but she got two in her nose. You see what I'm saying? People are quick to talk and have no idea of what's going on. Handle your own business. This is the reason why the women is at reproach right now. And if you read Isaiah chapter 3, verse 10 through 26, you have an understanding of who it's talking about, which is the women of today, mostly. It's talking about the women of today. Isaiah 3, verse 10 through 26. Before you get into Isaiah 4 and 1. But let's keep it moving. Now, over here for the woman, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. You see that? Greatly. The Creator said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow. And thy conception, in sorrow shalt thou bring forth children. Now let me ask y'all a question now. How many of y'all women out here bringing forth children and there's no man around? How many of y'all out here that has been having sex with other people and getting pregnant by other people, and you're naming it on somebody else? Now they finding out about it. Now you're stuck with the child. Some men, you don't even know who your child or who's the father of your children. See, all that don't come for just bringing forth. And now that you have the children, the man that was with you is leaving you now because you've been reproach. Shame upon you, upon the things you've done. Now that he done found out. Now you know what? Men are just backing off now. Men are backing off, and to me, just as Elijah, which I call Kevin Samuels, he predicted it all. And I'm predicting according to scripture, but he said what was going to end up happening to a lot of these women. They chose many of them. When I say they, I'm not talking about all. If y'all think I'm talking about all, something's wrong with your mind. I'm talking to the ones who pertain to. If it hits you, it pertains to you. Because you know about if I'm talking, if it don't pertain to you, it don't concern you. But you know what I'm talking about. And I commend all you women out here standing up for the truth and speaking the facts. I commend you and I love you. Big brother Mikael loves you. I'm letting you know that. All y'all women out there, handle your business, do your thing. Melanie King, she's one that I knew that stood up for and it's a lot of them. What's the other woman name that got on there with oh boy, I can't even think of his name. She's been talking a lot. It's been a lot of these women out here that talks up for truth, and I commend all of you. You're the ones who I'm talking about. I got to give my right hand and I give my praise to. When I say my praise, I'm talking about my blessings to all of y'all women who standing in truth, who standing to know and understand truth. I commend you all. But all y'all females, all y'all other females and women out and so-called women, I call y'all females, which is feminists. All y'all feminists, whoever it pertains to, it pertains to you. Everything that I'm talking about right here. Right here, what's this talking about right here? Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. So, I mean, a lot of women, time is coming. Isaiah 4:1 is coming. It's really got, I put it like this, and I'm going to share this real quick. I give props. I give props, meaning I uplift. Well, how they say, I something about this message. Nick Cannon, I got the name tonight. Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Neo, for the three that I know that's doing their business by they're handling their business. If you got wives, this is what I mean. If you got wives, which is women, that you are taking care of, or that you and the women are taking care of, which is the children, and you have an agreement with your situation, which is open. You ain't out here, well, I'm gonna do this over here. Do it. If you doing your business and handling your business as men, I commend you. Nick Cannon, and people trying to joke about you, I look at everybody being jealous of Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, and Neo. If anybody have anything to say against them brothers, y'all off, y'all wrong, and you're jealous. Because you going by the Roman Empire. Everybody don't have the same mindset. I'm not saying it's wrong to have one woman. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's wrong to have two or three or four. The book said seven gonna take hold of a man, not the man gonna go get seven. So if the woman take hold of if the agreement is there, there's no problem and there shouldn't be no problem. But to me, the jealousy is on those who have the problem. All the women out here wish they could be in those women's shoes that Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, and Neo have. I bet a lot of women wish they was in their shoes. I was looking at something where Angry Man and this brother was showing. A matter of fact, I saved that. Man, there's gonna be a few videos I'm gonna add in here. I want y'all to check them out for yourself. Angry Man was talking about something. It was like a little panel there, and it was nice. But some people was trying to take up for the woman with Steph Curry, I think his wife. She, well, I don't know how all that goes and everything, but it's talking about she wants to be a certain type of way, and there's certain things going out that a lot of people haven't been talking about. I don't follow people all like that. I don't be all into the business, but you hear a little bit here and there and you get a better understanding. But the key was this. Excuse me. The brothers asked everyone on the panel, I believe, mostly the women, but they asked them, if your husband was making millions of dollars to the point, would you like to work? Do you know? A couple of them said no. Do you know? A couple of them said what kind. One of them said what kind of job, what kind of work, or would you want to work if you didn't have to work mainly? And one brother made a clean cut, precise. What he said was, "You mean to tell me that if your husband is doing stuff? 'Cause I'm gonna tell you this is what happened with me," and he put it right on point. If your husband is doing stuff, y'all going on trips, but you got to go and make another man rich and go back on his job. So that means y'all got to come off your trip to go back so you can go back to your job to make him money. I did. I had to go through that. I went through that. I went through that. Me and my wife, I was taking her on trips. We in Atlanta first time she went to Atlanta with me. We on road trips, but she had to get back to work. She had to get back to work. Now, I'm not in the shoes of Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, or Neo like that, but we had to cut our trip short. Why? Because she had to go to work. But it's going to be a position where we ain't going to have to worry about that anymore. That's coming. That's coming. But all I'm saying is that I was in those shoes. So the world is turning back to the law. Everything is changing. A lot of people can see it. A lot of people can't. And back to what I was saying on the script, because I'm gonna get back to this because we're gonna go in a whole different area when we get into part 2. So I'm going to finish with this. But again, it said, verse 16, Genesis 3:16, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow shalt thou bring forth children. And thy desire for those women who's supposed to be with men or wants to be with men, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall, when he said rule over you, for all of y'all have the mindset to think rulership is to put you down, it goes to show your mindset. That's the reason why you are who you are. If you think I rule my wife, I'm just going to ask y'all, do y'all think I rule my wife? We get along fine. I'm her covering. She's my rib. And if I had 2 or 3 ribs, maybe 7 ribs, I'm the covering of them. I'm the man who makes the decisions. We have conversation. We sit down. We talk together. Now, we got some men who just want to be out here and be bulldog. I'm the man. I'm just that. Everybody, women, if that's who you choose to be with, if you don't get to know who you with, if that's who you end up being with, you chose that man. Men, if you don't find out the type of woman that you're getting with, you chose that woman. Everything is about a choice. But your ground and your foundation should be the word. That's what you got. Number one is just like the way men are supposed to grow up. Just let me put this in your ear real quick. The way we should grow up, I'm just say should because we're supposed to do a lot of stuff. But the way we should be growing up, getting ourselves together first. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. And financially. Key. That's one of the main ones. Although men should be getting themselves financially, and that's what Kevin Samuel used to share with the men. Get yourself financially fit. Because once you bring a woman into your home, that's the difference. A man is supposed to bring a woman to his home. When he bring her into his home, she's supposed to take care of the house. They're supposed to get to know each other, sit down, have conversations. And as you sit down and have conversations, now you're starting to spark understanding with each other to know where you are, where you stand, what's your foundation, and how you're going to grow from this point on. Now, they're going to come bumps in the road where some things y'all didn't talk about that's going to come up. Y'all supposed to have conversation. This is where it's supposed to be. Now, Some men take it, they already got the money. All you gotta do is come in and just take care of everything because he has the money already. Now this is the ones who is already wealthy. Hey, but I'm just saying on the mundane, everyday individual, men and women, y'all come together, you should get to know each other so you can build a lifestyle together. Get to know each other, build with one another, and as you grow, know that this is who you want to be with and know what y'all going to do. But this is where the females is at today. Now that right there was to the woman. I'm gonna give you understand right here to the females and the system. 14, the curse. This is when the curse begins. And Yah said unto the serpent, to who? The system. Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field, because you is the beast. This is the beast. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. What does a snake do? Like it says on his belly. What does these prowlers, these persons that's whispering in people's ear, these are snakes. They sneaking in. Okay. And what the women do, they listen. What you talking about? Just tickling my ear. That's the female. And guess who the snake is? These feminists, these I'm gonna just say bull dykers, all that crowd, I'm gonna put it like that crowd there, but not all of them, because all of them ain't saying. And I'm not talking against them. I'm just saying what I know according to what they do. A lot of them try to turn the straight people out. And y'all know it. They try to, the ones that's straight and heterosexual, these other ones try to turn them out so they can get them that way because of a feel-good feeling. Right? But other than that, you got, they're part of the system because the system is about money. It's all about the money. The woman, you present this money, the woman gonna, all she see is bags and dollar signs in her eyes. A strong woman gonna understand my man is the money. My man is gonna be, this what a strong woman understands now. This is the key that people need to understand. Yo, man, look at the house which you're in. Women don't build houses. I ain't saying they can't, but the majority, this system is built on the backs of men. The system is. Now, well, no, the women do this. No, the women do. The women go and she do certain things here. She do certain things there. No problem with the little light things that women do. How many women, how many, I ain't saying there's not any, how many women are building houses? How many women are electricians? How many women are plumbers? How many women are laying the foundation for homes? And I'm not saying there's not none, because I do know there's some out there. But I'm talking about the majority. If you look at, compared to men, from women to men, you say 1% of women compared to the men that's doing these jobs. I'm talking about the real jobs. Not talking about stuff you can sit at the plant. Okay, putting a couple of things. Okay, yeah, I can, put a couple of screws and stuff. I'm not talking about that at the plant. I'm talking about that's out here that's doing these rugged jobs. I'm talking about that's out here that's on these oil rigs and doing stuff in the earth that's making the earth prosper. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people can use excuses and all this other stuff and this and that. But the key is look at the world. And I don't mean look at the world in the condition it is, because it was the serpent that got the world in the condition it is in today when it comes to the lifestyle that everybody's living. That's the reason why I'm talking about the serpent now and the lifestyle that the women are in. What women? The women who's getting the checks, the welfare, the Social Security. And I'm not saying all, you got to look at the men like that too. A lot of men is on that same level. I'm not just talking about women, but I'm talking about women at the point, because that's what Isaiah 4:1 is talking about. 7 women gonna take hold of one man. See all this? I had a vision, and I hadn't even gotten to it yet in my question in my life with Mikael yet. But I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Then I'm gonna close this out, and we're gonna go to part 2 since we almost an hour in. When Tanisha had my last child, that I was to have in 2013. We left Atlanta and went to Virginia. We was in Virginia. We had a nanny with us, rest her soul, Sister Opal. Sister Opal, she was an Opal. Um, she was our nanny, and she's passed on for about 2 or 3 years now, I believe. I was here, but I think she's passed on. But the key I'm getting at is that we rode to Virginia to be around her family to have the child. Now we had a house that we stayed in while we was out there. Um, my third day being there, I had a dream. I had a vision. I had a vision. Now I don't know if this is the one that I wanted to speak on, but I'm just gonna say about this vision I had. This is my third day there, and she hadn't had the child till the 10th day. He was born on the 10th of January. I'm just gonna say that much. But the third day we was there, I had a vision. And is this what I was going to speak on? But I came there I came to talk to this about this for a reason. I said I hadn't got to this yet, but I'm going to speak on it right now. I had a vision, and as I was asleep, there was a conference going on, a big conference. We have come to understand who we are, and we've grown to now we are at a place where we are Israel. We've come to know we Israel. We had a panel, and it was a room full of people. I was like on the outside of the room, but it was a room full of people on the inside of the room, I believe, from what I remember. And I don't know about vending or what have you, but it was a panel there, right? And a guy was being judged. He was like, it was like, it was space there. People's backyard. I know it was a big room full of people. I don't know how many, but I know it was a lot of people in there. We had a panel, and there was a guy being like he was being judged. He was standing out. He was up there, but he was up in front of the panel. And I remember they judged him for death, right? He was judged to be executed. Now, we were just getting to our position at being a nation, and we're starting to have our panel, we're starting to grow. And when they made their judgment, I was on the outside, and then the doors opened up, people was coming out. And a few people that I remember in Atlanta, or just a few people was coming out. One guy was, elder was saying, "Yeah, that's the law. He's supposed to, perish or die or what have you." Another person was thinking, "Well, some was for it, some was against it, some was like they was like, I don't know." And me, I was like, "Man, I can't." I was saying to myself in the dream, "Dang, we just become a nation, and he talking about having execution or death already," and I didn't understand it in the dream. So when I woke up, I talked to our nanny, which she was an elder. She was much older, elderly. So I told her about the dream, and what she said was, at that time, or at this time, it was zero tolerance. There's going to be zero tolerance. Meaning, and it was like the creator was talking to me through her when I told her the dream, because I was really undecisive, but I really thought that we shouldn't have did that because we just come together. But as she said, we're gonna have zero tolerance. And that time's coming. Y'all can't see what's going on now. You can't see what's happening with ICE. ICE is getting all these people. That's another part of prophecy. A lot of people can't see prophecy happen. People going to be going back to their own land. That's talked about prophecy in the scriptures. But it never said how it was going to happen. It said people's going to be going back to their own lands. We are all over the earth. We've been scattered throughout the earth. And I will say this again. Anywhere you were born, you have an inheritance there. You have an inheritance no matter where you was born at in the earth. On that land, where you was born at, with your records, you have an inheritance there, especially Israel. We have an inheritance because we all over the earth. We're going to be a kingdom of priests. And I'm just giving you inside information at the moment. But what I'm saying is that in the dream, or after the dream, she told me that what it is that meant zero tolerance. That's the reason why, and he may have just been the example. And the reason why the zero tolerance is because that guy was still being, what they call it when you're going out there messing around with a lot of women. You're out there just messing around and not being, what they call it, they try to talk about being disciplined. He out there, excuse me, he out there just messing around with a lot of women instead of just being disciplined. And if he's gonna be disciplined, he's gonna be disciplined with the woman or women that he has. Now, I can't say if I don't know Cam Newton's life. I don't know if he's out there just messing around. That's a different story. I don't know if Nick Cannon is just out there just messing. If he's taking care of his responsibilities with those women, those are his wives. Those are his women, which is his wives. And the agreement they have is the agreement they have. But these women that laying down, just hit me. Not them, not Neo and his wives, not Nick Cannon, and not Cam Newton. If they're taking care of their wife, they're doing what they're supposed to do. I don't care how many of them they have. I can't say that because they talk about kings doing certain things. But if you have many that you can afford and you're taking care of the situation, you are doing correct as the scripture says and as the word. It says in Isaiah chapter, I didn't finish up with which column. I didn't get to the entity yet. But in Isaiah, let me get back here. It's gonna come back to me. Let me finish up with the curse. Now I'm at the serpent. And Yah said unto the serpent, which is the system, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of our life. That means he's going to be slithering in the women's ear, and that he's going to be whatever the dust is, the dust may be you just being slick all your life, however you trying to be and whatever you're doing. No different than the way they're doing the system today. The system is doing the women and have tricked the women to go against their families. That's how come the woman got tricked by the system in the first place. The woman got tricked by the female got tricked by the serpent in the first place. 15. And I will, the creator, will put enmity, a division, between thy seed and her seed. And if you're looking at her seed today, look at the creator seed. Well, when I say it says thy seed and her seed, she's going to be with the man. She's going to be with the man. They're going to do things as accordingly. But the serpent seed, which has taken over, which is the system, the serpent seed is getting in the woman's ear and taking the children that had look at taxes. How many women have child support, alimony, all these different things they're getting checks from? This is the serpent seed. The serpent really is in control of them because they're controlling them through their mothers. Why do you think we have so many homosexuals or where did this stuff come from besides the system being that way? Because we do know that's the Caucasians, most of them. I can't say all of them, but that's mostly their way. You even see it over in Greek and Rome over there. You got the priests holding, and you got statues of babies sucking on them. They're freaky. They're freaky. And I'm just being honest. If you can't take the honesty because of what is, that's on you. But I'm just being honest and I've been straight up. That nation is freaky. We're not freaks like that. But our people have become freaks. And that's the problem we have today. There's so much stuff that's going on that we really don't understand and we can't see. Again, and I, the creator, will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. You're gonna bruise, and what is Esau today? Esau, no, actually, thou shalt bruise his heel. Esau one came out first. Jacob grabbed the heel coming out, but yet still, what happened? And it's another one in Judah's Judah's children from his son's daughter because of what happened because she had to go and act like a whore to have a child from Judah because Judah never gave his youngest son. That's another one just hit me right there. That's just another point of view. But the point is, Jacob grabbed his heel, Esau's heel, coming out the womb. Why? Because they both was trying to get out to get the birthright. But the first should be last and the last should be first. The first one got his blessing, which was Israel, should be last to be in charge. The last one got his blessing from Isaac, which was Esau, was first to be in charge, is where we at today. Now he's falling out. That's why I said the first should be last and the last should be first. We're coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, or I'm going to pause Zoom. And can you say anything, G1? Can you? I'm trying to make sure that you're not flipping. Can you come in or no? If not, we get back on part two because I know I wanted him to share some stuff that he was gonna. We both got on last night and kind of talked about the subject last night, but we're gonna get ready to go to part. We'll end part one, and we're gonna come back with part two, and we're gonna start off the way we started off part one, which is Isaiah 4:1. This is, and we got to understand where we at today. The system has already, and I just before we go, the system has already taken over, and y'all can't even see it. The system has taken over your birthright, has taken everything from you, and made you slaves. Citizen is a slave. And like I said, also, I'm gonna come back. This thing right here. When I come back in part two, then I'm going to Kevin Samuels being Elijah, the prophet. Being Elijah the prophet, according to Malachi 4, talking about he was the one that stood in the way. Now men are beginning to become men again and breaking down the difference. But not only Kevin Samuels, we're in a day now where Trump is turning the roles back. And the reason why I say that, for all you Trump haters, y'all don't realize a lot of you that hate Trump don't even see that he's turning things to back in order. And it's not Trump, it's the creator doing it through Trump. But a lot of y'all can't see because y'all don't know scripture. Majority of the world, mostly America that is, hate Trump. The ones that hate him through the social media, because the social media can blind their eyes. I had a cousin today. Had to go get my van. My cousin them didn't even know about Obama and Michelle. He said, man, I don't believe that about that. I told him about Michelle dancing like that, and you can see something flopping in her pants. I'm saying her, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Flopping in the pants. Man, I gotta go back and watch that. He said, I didn't see that. That's a lot of stuff. The reason why y'all work, the system, Satan keeps y'all working. So you don't catch your wisdom. You don't catch your spirit. Y'all so busy working. Y'all can't sit down and get knowledge and understand what's going on. And that's the problem of today. Everybody is out here in the world doing their own thing, and they ain't trying to find knowledge, truth, or understanding. But we're coming. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's going just like every day comes, just like the sun comes and the night comes and the sun, it's going to happen. You can't stop it. And when it happens, you'll be like, oh, because everything else is going on right now, and a lot of people cannot even see. Hey, it's up to you to want to see. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and pause. And before we pause, I just have to let y'all know that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Yeah, that's me, showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be, waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. We're going to be right back with part 2 in a few moments of Isaiah 4 and 1 coming soon. Sooner than you think. So we're going to pause Zoom for the moment. We're going to pause Zoom and we'll be right back.
Right.
All right, recording back in process. Greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. Yesterday, which was Monday, was November 3rd, 2025, which was 11/3, 2025. And this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're in the night after Monday, going into Tuesday tomorrow. But we're tonight's information that we're sharing is Isaiah 4 and 1. Isaiah 4 and 1. This is what we're sharing at this point in time. And we're actually talking about this because of the day that we're in. The day we're in is part of prophecy. And the reason why this is called, I'm calling this Isaiah 4 and 1 is because of what's coming soon. That's why I said Isaiah 4 and 1 coming soon. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this again and go into some information. And I just shared out of the reason why, well, let me read this first and give you the reproach. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Excuse me, y'all. Nose beginning to run a little bit. Excuse me. Change of weather then started to happen. But as I was saying, Isaiah 4 and 1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away thy reproach. And my wife read it for me a little earlier. She's very tired. She was tired earlier, so she back there asleep, probably asleep now. But reproach meaning shame, um, confounded, shame. You know, they are an embarrassment. And so by this happening, the embarrassment of the women is going to really come in full force today. The reproach is going to be the fact that a lot of things that's going on for the women, like the system, like I started earlier, the system has turned the women against the men. And the system was the serpent in the beginning that got in the woman's ear, that turned the woman, she actually convinced the man to do against what the creator said do, which is the universal consciousness, which is the almighty, we call Yah, or the world say God, excuse me. But I like to say universal consciousness is which gave the instructions to Adam, and Adam gave the instructions to his wife, and she disobeyed. She disobeyed, and she heard what the serpent said, and she listened to the serpent because the serpent said that, well, this ain't going to happen. That tree is going to make you wise. And mainly what women try to do today, they try to be over their husband. over the men. The men. I'm saying the men, but most females try to be over their husband. That's the reason why we have feminists today. But as I was saying in part one, the beginning of part one, it talks about Kevin Samuels coming in, and well, I'm saying Kevin Samuels, he's the one in Malachi. You remember those three words again, baby? Those three words for reproach? Shame, disgrace, and it was three words. Yeah, but reproach means shame and disgrace. I'm gonna read it one more time, and then I'm gonna give you my other point of view before I go into the scriptures just before 4:1, where we are today. But in that day, Isaiah 4:1, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. It's not saying 7 men gonna go out and get 7 women. It says 7 women shall take hold of one man. They're gonna grab that man up, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. Let me become your wife, to take away my shame, our reproach, our disgrace. And why is the women disgraced today? The enmity of the system has turned you away from your husband. The enmity of the creator said, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between her seed and your. The creator said he's going to do that. And how he doing it is by the actions. Your actions shows the enmity between you and the man, because you have taken the side of the serpent. The serpent is the system. The woman has taken the side of the system against the man. But now what the system is doing is turning from the woman, taking you off your Section 8, giving you limited access now. Your assistance that was supposed to help you, you have taken advantage of this assistance. Now you think you're supposed to live off of it. I got food that I'm going to take. Now y'all got so used to what assistance is supposed to be. Now you want to go and steal and take instead of saying, well, let me make for myself. Go and read what a virtuous woman is. Maybe you'll have a better understanding of what women do or should be doing. A virtuous woman. We're going to get to that in a few moments. But first, I want to get over here to Malachi 4, 4 and 4. Malachi 4 and 4. It states, remember the law of Moses, my servant. That's your key. Excuse me. Remember the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. That's your key. Remember. Remember the law of Moses, my servant, which he gave the law from the Creator, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and the judgments. When this day right now, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yah. Y'all know the day of the Lord is dreadful? Did y'all know that? The day of the Creator is dreadful. That was the coronavirus. I don't care if man did it. I don't care whoever y'all say did it. The Creator allowed it. That means it was going to happen. It's still of the voice of Yah. All these plagues and things that has happened. Before that great and dreadful day of Yah. And he, who? Elijah the prophet. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children. When Captain Samuel stood up in the time of the I don't know, Great Depression coming to my mind, but in the time of the the plague in 2020. Before, he said he was talking to men for 3 years. He said, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers, which is the men. The men are the fathers. I'm not talking about the boys. I'm not talking about these dudes out here that just run around and sticking and running. I'm talking about the men, the hearts of the fathers. And we're not just fathers to the children, we're fathers to the world. We stand up and give information, so we teach, give understanding so you can go a certain type of way. You can live a certain type of way. These are the fathers. These fathers are men. I'm not talking about boys. I'm not talking about sissies. I'm not talking about what they call these guys that's out here just doing what they want to do, and out here these players. I put it like that. These pimps and players. I'm not talking about them. Pimps and players. I'm not talking about them. Pimps, players, and boys is not in the vocabulary. We talk about the fathers, which is men. Verse 6, Malachi 4 and 6. And he shall turn the hearts of the fathers, which is men, to the children. Now let's look at the children. The children are these women with childlike minds. The children are the actual children that's looking for their fathers in the home that the women has turned away for the system, which is the serpent. The system, which is the serpent, that whispered in your ear, that gave you money to leave your man. And they taught their children, and they taught their children's children. That's why the women is in the situation they're in today. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers. A lot of women has turned their mindset around and coming back to the men. The men are the fathers of the world. The women are the mothers of the world. But you got a lot of women and mothers who are supposed to be women and mothers, but they act like children and they act like females, feminists. And he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest, this is what's happening, lest I come and smite the earth with the curse. That was your 2020. The Father smite the earth with a curse. That curse was 2020. Then the other was the jab. Both of them was curses because the jab is the mark. The beast is the system. The jab was the mark of the system. And this is where we at in this day and time. But other than that, let's move over here to Proverbs. Proverbs 31. Let's run over here real quick. And let's show what a virtuous woman is supposed to be. See, this is what the women and how they're supposed to carry themselves. Let's go over here to understand what a wife is. A wife is a virtuous woman. There we go. Here we go right here. Starting at 31:10. I'm just going to read on down to give you some understanding. Praise of a virtuous woman. See, this is what a virtuous woman is. A lot of people don't read and they don't study. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a good wife? For her price is far above rubies. See this? The heart of her husband. The heart of her man, which is her husband. See, a virtue, the first thing said, who can find? What man can find this type of woman? A virtuous woman. But see, Isaiah 4:1 talks about 7 women taking hold of one man. We don't know what type of women these women are. They trying to take away their reproach. They trying to take away their shame. Their guilt. Why? Because of who they used to be and who they're trying not to be. Want me to tell you what some of these women are? Go up to 3 and 24 real quick. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there should be stink. How many of these women out here stinking in more ways than one? And y'all know what the places I'm talking about. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a grinding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. This is going on today. This is where we at now. Moving into 4 and 1. Thy men shall fall by the sword. And that was going on in 2016 on up into these days today. But mostly in 16 in the time of Obama, when these cops was killing our people, the system was killing our men in the streets. The system murdering our men in the streets. And thy mighty men in the war. You see that? What war? We know there's war going on. We got individual wars going on today. We got the system against the people. And her gates, who gates? And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate without nothing, shall sit upon the ground. She's gonna sit upon the ground like, oh. And this is what's coming to now. She being desolate. See? And her gates shall lament and mourn. She gonna start to cry because what's going on with the women now running into Walmart? I need food, I need food, running into Walmart. A lot of them getting cut off the aid that they was having. A lot of them getting cut off welfare. This is your 26 right here. And her gate shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate without nothing. She being desolate shall sit upon the ground. I ain't got nothing. I don't got nothing. I ain't got no food stamps. I ain't got no welfare check. I ain't got this. I ain't got no man. I got all these children, all these kids. She's sitting on the ground. This is coming. We're actually at this point now. We're at that point right now. Then come in the fourth. And in that day that they're going through, 7 women shall take hold of one man. No, I can't do it. I gotta go get a man. I can't make no money. I ain't getting no money. I ain't this. I ain't that. I gotta go get a man. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. We're going to get our own clothes, but just only let me be called by thy name to take away my reproach. You know why? That woman has to be called by a man name in order to get her executrix. She has to become the executrix over her trust. This is something y'all don't know about. I'm giving you informational stuff that y'all don't know about. See, you have to come into order. And order is the creator, the Holy Spirit that sits upon man, man and woman. See, what's going on? This is the reproach is the reason why they're gonna be setting up and they're gonna say, let me be called by thy name. Why? Because the man is the head in this day. Why y'all think they've been trying to get rid of the man? Huh? Why y'all think they've been trying to put man underfoot? Man don't know who he is because they put woman over man in order for him not to be who he is and be the head that he's supposed to be. That's why the seed is in the house of the woman. The man's seed is in the house of the woman. He said, I will put enmity between thy seed and the woman's seed, because the woman has the seed of the man in the house under her. Y'all can't see the prophecy going on? Oh, this is talking about today's time. All the stuff that happened then had to come to point to the latter days. Well, the Father seen everything day one, Genesis 1:1. The Father seen it all. Y'all can't see it because y'all eyes are closed to the scriptures and the book. The Father has to open your eyes through someone that he has anointed to give you the information. And until you listen with open ears and open eyes, you're going to be in the system, citizens, slaves, Slavs, however you want to say it. Until you come out and get in your office or get under the husband and get under the rib, get under the skin, which is you become the rib and he can become your covering, because we don't have exposed ribs. All our ribs is covered by the skin. And that man is your skin that's covering the rib. A lot of y'all women are exposed. That's the whole point. Y'all women y'all ribs is out there. And y'all can't even see it. But it's happening now. See, the system is turning back where it says right over here, Isaiah 5 and 20 rather. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. All the stuff y'all been doing, y'all feminists, females, doing the stuff that y'all been doing. Y'all calling evil good. We don't need no man, but you're laying down having babies. You're getting pregnant and want to have abortions. Y'all think that's good. That's evil. Getting pregnant, having abortion, and then the system was backing you up. If Kamala would have been, boy, it'd have been worse than what it's been. And y'all can't see it. I had one brother that I love dearly. He's a good friend of mine. He had that Trump delusion so bad. Trump is the worst president we ever had. And I made a text to him. I said, bruh, Obama made same-sex marriage. Obama he made that, and there's other things that he did, but he also, not him, but I say Biden was putting out, he wanted and he was promoting crack pipe vending machines. Who does? This your government? Promoting crack pipe vending machines. Then Kamala was coming in. She was talking about supporting the transgenderism, so people can have sex change. They was I'm gonna say all three, as far as I'm concerned. They was pushing the situation for children to have I don't know transvestite, but they was cross dressers teaching the children in the schools. Yeah, you got to the point where now you got grown men around little children butt naked. All this stuff going on, nobody's saying a word. This is the system. This is your Satan. Nobody's saying a word about all this. Dwayne Wade's son didn't even get a chance to grow up to make a decision to see if you want to be a certain way or a certain way. They're promoting this stuff. This is hell. Spirit told me when I was in Germany. And I was sitting up, I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead on back on to my well, go to hell then. I was shocked. Would Spirit say that? Not realizing hell is right over here, mainly United States, and is branching all throughout the earth. But people feel a shift now, don't you? I was also sharing in part one about it's not zoology, zoo something. People feel like they're in the zoo now. They feel like they're caged and there's something going on that they don't understand. They got to go to work, don't want to go to work, but they got to go to work because they got to pay their bills. I'll be sharing that part, and I said I'm going to end up putting those links in the post. Y'all, it's from Facebook. It's a few links I'm going to add in here. That one, the zoology situation, a couple of them with Trump, I believe, but a couple of other situations. About 2 or 3 of them I'm going to add to the post. Because people don't realize where we are today. The change is happening. The shift is going on now. The dimensions is happening. A lot of y'all is going to stay in the 3rd dimension or just a lower vibration dimension. Many of us is elevating. I've elevated. I don't know where I'm at, but I've elevated to understand where I am and what I see. I'm up there. Thank you to the anointing of the Almighty. And I can see and understand what's happening. As I said, verse 5 and 20, Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Woe unto you that put darkness for light and light for darkness. that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes. I was looking at this dude today on Instagram. This dude was talking about he was talking about, yeah, we got what you call them kind of letters. He said some type of lettuce and tomatoes and stuff that has the vaccine or something in it. I forgot how he was saying, he was talking about it. He was so confident. Well, yeah, we're gonna do this and this and that is gonna be immune and talk about. I'm like, my wife, when I showed that to her, she was like, man, these people is crazy. Who do y'all? He said, well, is there a law? There's not a law. Well, no, I'm not saying there's a law, but this and that. He kind of avoided the conversation. Just because it's not a law, that means that we can do it. Pharmaceutical drugs in the flesh, in the food that you're eating that they're putting into it. This is an evil system. I see a lot of things changing by some of the things that Trump and JFK and a lot of others, they're trying to change things to the right, but they just getting in. This system has been corrupt for years, for decades. I'm gonna say that. For decades, this system has been corrupt, but you don't know it because the media was feeding you what you thought was good and you didn't even know it was evil. The media was doing it. The media is showing you what they want you to see so you can adapt to it. But you got a voice in the wilderness telling you that fake news, fake media, y'all don't believe it because you've been told to lie so long, you believe it. Hey, all I can say is right here again, before I get back to Proverbs 31, 24 through 26 again. And it shall come to pass, instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And we know a lot about women and stinking today. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well set hair, baldness. Now, if you go to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 10 down to 26, you'll understand who is speaking of. Mostly, this is talking about the woman. I'm not going to go through all this because I've done it already, but I'm giving you something to go through and check it out for yourself and get an understanding because it's going to show you everything that pertains to the woman. And right here, it says the judgment on the daughters of Zion, starting at verse 16. But verse 10 through 12 will give you a clear understanding of what's going on for today. But again, 24, before we get on over. 24 again, Isaiah 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a grinding of sackcloth. And a burning instead of beauty. 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, which has been happening and has been going on by these cops in the streets, the Ku Klux Klan, and all these other undercover agents for the system, or the other system and the agent for the system that's against the people, against us, that is. And thy mighty in the war, and her gates, the women, and her gates, her homes, shall lament and mourn. And she being desolate without anything shall sit upon the ground. Then, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. This is prophecy. All this is prophecy. 3, 10 through 26. Then what's coming is, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our shame, to take away our reproach. Let's get over here and check out the virtuous woman. This is where the woman is supposed to be. Supposed to be. Again, well, who can find who? Who is he talking about? A man. What man? I'm going to say it like this. What man can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. I got one. Love my baby. I got me a virtuous woman. And the key in verse 11. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her. He trusts his wife. See, Adam trusts Eve, but she listened to the system, which is the snake, which is the serpent. And what did he do? He hearkened unto her because she connived. And y'all know y'all got a lot of them out there. I had one or two. I ain't got one now though. Excuse me. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. He ain't got to worry about it. He ain't got to worry about lack or anything like that. 12. She will do him good and not evil all his days, all the days of her life. She will do him good and not evil. You hear that? She will do her husband good and not evil. Do y'all understand what's being said? All the days of her life, as long as she lives, she's going to do her husband good and well. 13. She seeketh wool, she seeketh good and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She willingly trying to work. She ain't trying to go and get a bag from another man. She ain't trying to get whatever she can from her man and take from him. She's willingly working with her hands for they can prosper together. Keeping the household clean or doing what she can to get out there to make things happen for them. My wife, when I'm low, and my wife got some change, say, here, do this, do this. My wife does this. And I'm not saying I'm all that and I got all that all the time. Majority of the time I do. But sometimes when I'm short, she come back, hey, honey, here it is, here it is. Shit, all the time. Like that, baby? Yeah, she in there smiling now. Because I'm giving her props. She's a virtuous woman. You like that, sweetie? 14. She is like the merchants. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She is just like a merchant ship. She bring her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night. That's what she do. When she get up, she go to work early in the morning. I get up and take her to work. She rises also while it is yet night, and meaning before the daylight, and giveth meat to her household, meaning give her food to her household, and a portion of to her maidens, and a portion to her maiden, to her daughters, or the women that's helping her in the household, because she's over them. She's the woman. She's the head woman in charge. I ain't gonna put the N there. She's the head woman in charge. 16. She considereth a field. She said, okay, this is a good field out here. And buyeth it. Why? Because she got the funds. She either got it from her husband, her husband even gave her an account, he may have got her money, or she making her own money. But she consider it not for her, for them. Her household and for them to grow with. Do y'all understand what a virtuous woman is? Do y'all really understand? Me and my wife, that's why I thank you, Father. All praises to the Almighty. Before I even came to Detroit, it was told to me through a brother in the spirit. The woman you're going to meet her in Detroit and she's going to be with you. I got one. I know what I got. That's why I told her, I said, you the one. No, I ain't. You the one. Our foundation is the Father. That's our foundation. You got to find somebody you know who's your foundation. You know what you got to know what your foundation, not who. You got to know what your foundation is, and both y'all supposed to be on that together. Your foundation was going to keep you, and our foundation is the Father. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands, she planteth a vineyard. If she plant food in the yard, we say vineyard, vineyard here, but she plant food in order to have food for later. She girded her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. She's doing work herself. She's getting stuff together. She's making it happen. See, the father, see, a lot of times, a man ain't always in the household. Man is out doing his thing. The man is out conquering in the world. He's building things. He's getting land. He's doing all kind of stuff. I had a brother talk to me last week. Earlier, it was last week, Friday or Saturday evening, on the Sabbath. But I think it was on the Sabbath because we stayed. I think I shared that I was on the, me and this brother on the phone 5 hours. He's a younger brother, somebody I know. But we was on the phone for a long time, and his mindset is the way the Romans got the world today. His mindset is on the way the world is with cookie cutter, like a cookie cutter marriage. Well, I grew up with a mother and a father and my siblings, we all together. I said, bruh, just because you grew up, that don't mean your life gonna be like that. I had to tell him some information. I said, when life happens, it's a different story. I said, if I'm just gonna say, if you get married, I'm gonna put an if there. Because I know the situation, but I'm just gonna say if. If you got married and you and your wife don't communicate together and you separate, just imagine you and her separate, but you married. You never experienced that with your wife, with your mother and father. You ain't experienced that. I said, suppose that she have a child by you and you separate. And you can't get back together, but you got a child with her and your family ain't together. So you can't speak on what you don't know. When life happens, it's a whole different story. You can't predict what life is. And like I was sharing other day, I ain't say this to him, but I'm sharing this with my wife or I'm sharing this with someone else. Nobody grows up and says, I want to be a crackhead. Nobody expects to be a crackhead. Nobody say, I want to grow up, I want to be a drunk. Who does that? Nobody expects to do these things. I want to grow up, I want to be a dope addict. I want to shoot up. I want to snort. Who does that? But life happens and people get caught up. See what I'm saying? A lot of people think things are cookie cutter and stuff like that. You'll never know what happens. But some people go through things in order to be an experience for other people. Because those same people that go through, some people that go through those things, they come out of it. And they can be an experience for those who is growing up and they can say, don't do this. I've been through it and it ain't for you. But if a person goes through it, they may not come out. I'm giving you understanding of things that I know. Not that I have experience on that point, but things that I know. Because it's things that I have experienced that me and the brother that I was just telling you, young brother, he was trying, well, you got him brought up, well, you got children here and children there and children across seas and there. I said, bro, you don't know what happened to those circumstances. You don't know why these things happen the way they happen. You only going by the end product of what you think you see. But where I am right now is where I'm supposed to be. So people talk like these women. Like I told you about the woman in part one. Oh, the woman in red. Oh, they told me not to. They told me not to fold his clothes. She showing her ring. They told me not to cook for him. She showing her ring. They told me not to whatever. She tell her a lie, but she showing her ring, mainly showing that all the stuff them women trying to tell her not to do. She getting married. The man sitting right there. Then this other woman that was on Anton's video, which I'm going to put in here. I'm glad I remember that. I'm going to put in here too. And this other woman came on saying, well, and then she was trying to put the woman down. Well, he got to be worthy of me laying down holding his children. He got to be worthy to be for me to have a put his ring on my finger. Yeah, this goes to show how ignorant some of these people are. And this woman sitting up here with 2 rings in her nose, and she talking stuff she don't even know because she ain't even part of that family. She don't know what that man did for her. She don't know what that man did for her to want to do those things for him. This is the problem with the woman today. That's why they're going to end up being those women in Isaiah 3, verse 10 through 26. And maybe in 4 and 1. Well, okay, and I don't like it, but I'm going to do it because I got to have a man in order to do this, in order to do that. You're going to have to. I'm going to tell you, it's stuff that y'all don't know nothing about that y'all supposed to know. Y'all dead to it because y'all been made slaves from birth. I'm not going to leave it at there. Verse 17. She girded her loins with, this is Proverbs 31:17. I just read it, but I'm reading it again. She girded her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arm. Verse 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Her candle goeth out not out by night. 19. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. That means that these women are doing. Now I know a lot of women in Atlanta. They work. They make their own product. Some of them sew clothes. Some of them make hats. Some of them make jewelry. A lot of people in Atlanta I know do their own thing. A lot of them I know do that, and we got many here that do it. Most of the women here that I know, they do hair, but they doing their work. They're their own entrepreneurs. So the whole thing is people people are doing their own work, but the difference is the attitude behind it. That's the difference. So you got a lot of women that does the work, they come home, they build with their husband. But you got a lot of women out here who are feminists. I don't need no man. I can do this and that myself. And then they try to, the ones that some that have men put the man down. They embarrass the man. They make the man look bad in front of other people. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you me, I wouldn't deal with it. And I can say that because I got a woman. I wouldn't deal with it. I would not deal with it. Because as many of them are, y'all men don't realize there's so many other women out there. But see, we're loyal. Men are loyal. Men are loyal because we try to make things work with what we have. And it's sad that we're that loyal, but no, that's the word of Yah. When a man shall leave his mother and his mother and his father, he shall cleave unto his wife. That's what we do. And it's in our DNA, and we can't even see it. We don't even understand it. It's in our DNA. That's why men, I'm not talking about boys, I'm not talking about pimps and all these other people out here. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about men. It's in our DNA. We're going to make it work as much as we can. That's why women are quick to leave quicker than men. Verse 20. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. She reaches forth her hand to the needy. She helped these people. See what I'm saying? She helped these people out. You got a lot of women like that. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She's making sure that everybody's good. She's not afraid to get out there in the snow. She's not scared to do what she needs to do. We got someone, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I ain't touched this. I ain't doing that. So, you know, 22. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. She got beautiful clothing. Which got a lot of women out here like that. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. You see that? Her husband is known. A lot of time, the husband is known because the fact that he got a wife like that, he's like that. He got a good woman. That's why I say know who you with. Know who you dealing with, know who you getting with. Because if the man is like that, he definitely gonna get a woman like that. That's why, like Kevin Samuel always talk about the dang, what's the name that he always say? He always talk about the man that might as well say they have a lot. I forgot what he say that all these other women is trying to get. I gotta have a man with 6 figures, and you ain't even work for man with 6 figures. High value, thank you, baby. The high value man. High value man is high value. I'm gonna get a woman that's high value. My woman is very high. What did it say over here? It said, um, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. I got one. And as I was sharing, I think that was last night. I wouldn't dare bring a woman in my facility, in my household, or under us that would bring us down. I would never do that. You're corrupting. You're bringing in a virus. You're bringing in a virus to corrupt you and your whole household. And people don't even realize it. Some people just go so gun ho and they just want to get between the legs. You know what? All of them got the same thing. All of them got the same thing. This is the difference. The mentality of a woman is different. You find a woman with a good mentality, then you got a good woman. And the mentality is a virtuous woman, what we're reading about right now. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. See, she's delivering stuff and she getting paid behind it. And she ain't selling herself to do it. See what I'm saying? She ain't got to sell herself to get paid. She got a husband. She trusts in her husband because she know her husband got what she need. A lot of these females trying to find more. Trying to get out there and find something more than what she already got. And that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the enmity right there. And I would put enmity between thy seed and her seed. Thou and the woman, her seed, and that's the reason why people can't even see what's going on today. 25. Strengthen and they say strength and honor are her clothing. Strength and honor. Strength, what's the key word? Honor. Honor, integrity. How many women out here have that? If you are willing to go over there for let me and boo-boo on you over to Dubai just for some money, you would do anything. If you go out here and sell yourself, you would do anything. You have no integrity. You have no honor among yourself. That's why, if you think about it, I'm just going to give you understanding. That's why you're 7 of them going to go and sell themselves. They're selling themselves to a man. Just let me be called by thy name to take away my reproach, to take away my shame. Why you have shame in the first place? Why? Because you haven't been taught the way you're supposed to be taught. Women of today has been brought up by the feminist movement and the women of yesterday. I say yesterday in the time that's been going on. That's why the system is the way it is today. The system has turned its back on the women now. Now you're left to fend for yourself. The system is the one that said, well, get your man out the house, you got this check. The system did that. The serpent, which is the system, did that to the woman. But y'all women can't see. The problem is y'all don't see the future, y'all see what's now. What's here, right now, I got it. This is what I need. But y'all ain't seeing down the road. That's why you need a man. That's why you need a man. See, man, they don't think of now. We think of what's coming, what's planned to come. That's the reason why we make homes. That's why we get homes to build. Okay, we're going to have this. We got to get this. We plan. We think. Not saying women don't, but I'm giving you the understanding of a man. We think ahead of time to think about, okay, we got to make sure this happens. We got to have this together. Well, I want to do this now. So I'm not putting women down. And when I'm talking, and not talking about all, I made that clear earlier. A lot of people can't see. A lot of people quick to point the finger, and don't forget you got 3 points back. Verse 25 again. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. You see that? She shall rejoice in time to come. Why? Because she's prepared. She's prepared. She openeth her mouth with wisdom. Y'all see that? When she opened her mouth, she got wisdom coming out. That's why we got a lot of young men, I'm gonna say young men, that don't understand, and they worship the woman, not realizing the woman is for the man and with the man. But all they can see is, man, a man can't live without a woman. I said, bro, look at all the stuff that's going on that we do. Yes, we work together, but the man is supposed to be the head. He makes the last decision. When the man makes the last decision, be like I said before, the man's going to be the one who get blamed for anything anyway. But if a man and a woman break up, who they going to say? What did you do? Talking about the man. They ain't going to say the woman had anything to do with it. First thing they're going to blame is the man. Man always get blamed. So the man might as well be the one to stand up and take the blame for whatever happens. Anton Daniels, there you go. Anton Daniels is who I'm talking about. That had the video that I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna replay. And her tongue is the law of kindness. You see that? Let me read that 26 again. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. This is the virtuous woman. See, the woman in Isaiah 4:1 is the woman of today. She's the woman of today. A lot of people can't even see. She's the woman of today. And if y'all really understood and seen Isaiah 4:1 from Isaiah 3:10 all the way down to 4:1, you can see it today. You can understand it. Clear as day. We're in that time today. This is prophecy happening now. The system is turning things back to order, which is the creator is using Trump to put things back in order. Now, there's things that Trump is doing because he don't understand as well. All this stuff with the Palestinians and the Jews, those are not the real people. We are the real people. Right here under his nose that he used to be up under, and he may not knew who we were, but he know that we were special. Before he got into the presidency, he hung around our people. So, 27. Proverbs 31:27. She looketh well to the ways of her household. You see that? She looketh well to the ways of her household. Let me see. What should we do here? What should we get done here? What should we put over here? Okay. And eateth not the bread of idleness. She don't eat the bread, meaning she's not out here being idle. She's always busy. She always trying to keep something going on. What they say, idle mind is the devil's. It was an old saying. The idle mind is the devil's playhouse or playground, something like that. She's always busy. She looketh well to the ways of her household and eateth not the bread of idleness. Meaning she's not out there trying to sit up there. She's not blip, 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 talking. That's another thing of being idle. You got women that just chip, 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 and this is how you get in people's ear. Whisper in your ear. 28. Her children rises up and call her blessed. It says be blessed there, but I like to say blessed. Her children arise up and call her bliss. Her husband also, and he praises her. Isn't that what I'm doing with my wife right now? I'm giving her praise right now by letting her know what I'm saying in this conversation. I know what I got because the Creator gave me her. Many daughters have done virtuously. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. You got many of the women out here. Some of them have done virtually, some of them did some good things, whatever. But the one I got excel all the ones that I've had. You see how they work? Many of them, many daughters, many women was good. They was pretty good. Some was good, some wasn't. But the one I got right now, I'm talking about me on this. She excelled all the ones that I had before. Why? Because she was a gift of Yah. She was a gift of Almighty Yah. Told to me, the woman you're gonna meet her in Detroit, and she gonna be with you. I got one who I know who I got, and ain't worried about it. What your name being, baby? Her name is Joan. It's spelled Joan, but she calls herself Joanne, Joan. And what does it mean, baby? A gift from who? Joanne means a gift from God, gift from Yah. And she's my gift. Thank you, baby, for letting me know that. She's my gift. And I told her she was the one before she knew it. 30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth Yah, bam, did I tell you? But a woman that feareth Yah, she shall be praised. Am I not giving her praise? Am I not giving her praise? I'm not worshiping her. I'm giving her praise by letting y'all know about my wife that the Creator gave me. See what I'm saying? Again, 30 again. Proverbs 31 and 30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. How many of these girls out here think they fine? Walk around looking good and they think a lot of them women get favor. But a woman that feareth Yah, that's Yah is our foundation. And I shared that. Yah is our foundation. That's how I said, that's why I said, you the one. You gonna be the one. You the one. But a woman that feareth Yah, she shall be praised. 31 and last verse. Give her of the fruit of her hands, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Let her own works praise her in the gates. Now, what about these women out here that want to get a bag from somebody else? I want to get with this man. I want to get with this. I want to get, where's your works at? What are you doing to get with the man that you're talking about? What did the woman tell you that I just tell you Anton Daniels information? They told me not to fold his clothes. She was acting ghetto, but yet still. She was happy with it was. They told me not to fold his clothes. They told me not to cook for him. They told me not to do this and do that. Next thing you know, this old little, I'm gonna say tramp, gonna get up there and try to talk against what's going on. Had the nerve say, well, what makes him worthy of doing this? What makes him worthy for me to lay down and have the children? You ain't her. That's what makes her worthy. Makes her worthy to have them compared to you. It's sad. It's sad. Last thing I want to go to on this point, I shared about Kevin Samuels being Elijah Muhammad, not Elijah Muhammad, where'd that come from? Kevin Samuels being Elijah. Elijah, I don't know where Muhammad came from, but Kevin Samuel being Elijah the prophet. There we go. In Malachi 4, verse 4 through 6. But where I want to go right now, I just want to give you a little bit of something out of the New Testament. At Romans, to end the conversation. According to the situation of today. Okay. Romans 1. We're going to start right here at verse 18. Give you some understanding This right here is not just about the one, but this is the ways of the world of today. Going to end it with this right here. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness. Romans 1 verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, as well as women, who hold the truth in unrighteousness. The truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of Yah is manifest in them. That's what's going on. What's manifest in them, for Yah has shown it unto them. These women out here see, and this it's not just for men, it's for men and for the women. These women see and know and what they should do, but they're going to go and they're going to turn the other women against their main priority, which is the man and the family that they have. And the men out here do it too. 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. Y'all see that? For the invisible things of him, of Yah, from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. Understood by things that are made, even the Creator's eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. See what I'm saying? It's really going to be shown in this day and time. So they are without excuse, verse 21. Because that when they knew the Creator, Almighty Yah, when they knew the Creator, they glorified him not. The women. And how the women knew the Creator? Through the man. How the women knew the Creator? Through the things that was presented and put out there. As the Creator, because when they knew the Creator, the Almighty, Yah, they glorify him not as the Creator. They glorify him not as God. When the woman submits herself to a man, he's like God unto her. Like God, not God, but like God unto her. Neither were thankful, and the many women are not thankful. You got children acting like that now. You give them a brand new car. You give them, some of these mothers kick the car. I didn't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. Children and the women. One man fixed up I remember looking at a video. One guy fixed up a whole room, I think a hotel room up. Nice and looked beautiful. It's all right. Well, I don't like it. Not even appreciative. Don't even appreciate what the man did. Don't even look at, he put some things he put his time into this. And I see what not even appreciate the time he put in for them, for her Earth Day, for whatever it was. I don't know if it was Valentine's Day, Earth Day, whatever it was. He put his time into it. But neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. That's what's going on today with the women of today, going with the system. Sister whispering in her ear, and she done turned from the man. We got these feminists today. And we got the other side of the coin. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. The alphabet group. And I'm just being honest. Now, me and my wife had a conversation today. I'm going to put this out there. Me and my wife had a conversation today on the way home. And we talked about if the ones who are like that, because I'm not like that. I'm not bisexual, homophobic, or none of that. If someone is like that, that's them. I have no problem with someone being like that because I can't help you. You got to deal with that with the Creator. But don't bring that on me. Now, if you cool, I can talk to you. Hey, how you doing? Everything all right? Whatever. If you like that, that's on you. Don't try to convert me. Don't try to convert my wife. Don't try to convert our friends. Don't try to convert anyone. If you are like that, that's you. I have nothing to do with that. That's you. But don't try to bring it into my world, into my life. Me and my wife had a conversation. We both said, if people can understand that if we can, how did we say it, baby, earlier? How do we say that? If we can like each other without being in each other's culture, or I don't have to like your culture to like you, put it like that. I don't have to like your way of life for you to be cool. Because there's a lot of people out there that has many different genres. Like a lot of people don't like Caucasians. If a Caucasian cool with me, I'm cool with them. If they ain't showing me no type of prejudice or racism, no, same thing. Reciprocation. If you give me, I give you what you give me. I don't care who or what you are. Long as you don't try to put me in your category or try to bring that to my doorstep. No, we ain't doing that. Because there's a lot of good people out here. When I say good, I'm talking about in the actions that they do. But only the real goodness is if you're doing the Creator's word and going by his word. That's the real goodness. But other than that, if you're good, I'm good to you. If you're on another level, I'm the same way to you. I don't even have to deal with you, as far as I'm concerned. So this is where, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. A lot of people do that today. Even the people in the quote unquote Hebrew Israelite community and all these other communities, they profess themselves to be wise, but they became fools. A lot of them because they're going against the word of Yah. They're self they try to make themselves wise and look good and okay, yeah, I'm talking that kind of way and whatever. But you became fool according to the Creator's word. Now the ones that were saying they're going with the Creator's word, oh, I go with the Creator's word and this and that, but then they find out the Creator says something other than what they're talking about. They look foolish. 23. And change the glory of the uncorruptible Creator, God, universal consciousness, into an image made like to corruptible man. This is your Jesus, your Yeshua. This is just what y'all don't even realize. This is your Jesus and your Yeshua. What does it say? Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. 23. And changed the glory of the uncorruptible Yah into an image made like to corruptible man. I keep telling you, you break the first, second, and third commandment when you worship anything. Anything. And to birds and to four-footed beasts and the creepy thing. That's your there go your Acts 10. When Peter went up on the roof, and then a sheet came down, and all four-footed beasts and creepy things, arise, Peter, and eat. The Creator ain't gonna tell him that. And yes, he would be a lie if y'all didn't hear that. The Creator would have lied if he told Peter to get up and rise and eat all that stuff. He ain't gonna do that. Especially if Peter know the word. This goes to show how much people know the word. They think they know, and they became fools because they don't know the word. They don't know the Bible. They know the Bible from what they've come to understand, what they've been taught and been led to understand, but they don't know the word of Yah. They don't know the voice of Yah. And this right here just told you. Like the corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creepy things. 24. Romans 1:24. Wherefore Yah also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts. The lust of whatever it is you want. I told you, the Creator will give you whatever you want. It's up to you to follow his law, but he'll still give you, and that's in Ezekiel chapter 14. Whatever you want, he'll give it to you. I prayed, like I told you, like I said last night. I prayed when I got the woman. I ain't gonna say her name tonight, but the woman that I was with for 10 years, I was 17 years older than. I didn't pray for her in particular. I prayed and she came a year later. But the spirit was trying to guide me away from her. But I was connected. I was attached. I said the story, y'all can go check it out. And the one I did yesterday. Wherefore Yah gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. And you know what I'm talking about now. You know definitely what I'm talking about. These women, bisexual, and the LGBTQ alphabet soup community. And all I'm doing is just giving you the facts. Like I said, we have some good people out there, they who they are. I treat you as you treat me. But this is what the Creator is giving you through Romans, what's been spoken. Now, to me, a lot of people say, well, I don't believe it. Nothing in the New Testament is true. This is true. Can't say this ain't true. This is a true statement in the New Testament that people choose, that a lot of people choose not to listen to, but this is facts. 25. Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of Yah, see, who changed the truth of Yah into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. You see that? And what are you talking about? These four-footed beasts and all this other stuff, as well as the man that y'all choose to call Jesus, Yeshua, Emmanuel, Prophet Muhammad, Buddha, and anything else under the sun. Yeah, Santa Claus and all these other holidays. But the point is, that's what y'all did. Who changed the truth of Yah into a lie, which is his law, which is the truth, changed into a lie, which is the blasphemy. This is the blasphemy that y'all have been doing in the New Testament all the way to Revelation chapter 13, when it talks about the deadly wound that was healed. The deadly wound was Christianity, wounded by the Arians till they pushed the Arians out the way, and then Christianity became to be full blown as it is today in the Roman Empire. Some of y'all don't know this. And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Hallelujah. Verse 26. For this cause, there's always a cause. And people don't even realize, there's always a cause to an effect. For this cause, Yah gave them up unto vile affections. Vile affections. This is the reason why we had these pedophiles. This country, this whole country mostly be trying to push it around the world, pedophilia, trying to push this stuff into schools. Transgenderism, abortions, all this stuff is against the Creator. All this stuff is what the women and feminists was about today. And these weak men. Yeah. That's what this is about today. For this cause, Yah gave them up to vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. You know, rubbing lips. And you know, I'm not talking about the top lips neither. Well, they know what I'm saying. Rubbing lips. All I got to do is say it. Rubbing lips. I'm not talking about them neither. Hey, I'm just being honest. Sometimes I have to come in like this. Against nature. That's not natural, y'all. But hey, that's what you do. That's what you do. 27. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the women. You see that? Leaving the natural use of the women. Burn in their lust one towards another. I can't see it. I can't even see it. I cannot see it. Nasty. But it's all a curse. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one towards another. Men with men. You see that? That's in here. Men with men, working that which is unseemly and receiving. Check this out now. Y'all know I'm graphic, y'all know how I am. This thing keep trying to come. It says, burning in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly. And check this out, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. Men receiving in themselves, that's nasty. What men is receiving in them is supposed to be going into the woman. It's supposed to be receiving into the woman. The woman's supposed to be catching it. Say again, baby. That's why a lot of them are what? A lot of them going through sickness.
They're putting the structure that's supposed to be in the woman.
They don't realize it. But see, it's all a part of the curse.
Why men are alkaline and women are acidic. There's a reason why alkalinity goes into acid, which is the female,
and it balances itself out.
And it balances, but you doing two things, two positives and two negatives. Two negatives
don't work.
It don't work.
Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge. You see that? Even y'all Christians. See, even though they talk about them, those people that's doing that, it's even talking about y'all don't retain Yah in y'all knowledge. You know why? Because y'all retaining Paul, Peter, Timothy, and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's who y'all retain in your knowledge. And even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge, Yah gave them over to a reprobated mind to do those things which are not convenient. A reprobated mind who's thinking that, oh, what they doing, they think what they're doing is right. I was made this way. I was this now. Yeah. Well, that is the excuse that they use. They shall think evil is good, and they shall think good is evil. To give them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which is not convenient. 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness. Check this out. It's a key word in here. I want to show what y'all. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy. How many people out there just envious of other people? Murder, not murderer, but murder, full of murder, debateful. I'm saying debateful, but debate. How many y'all out there just love to debate? And when you debate, it's not debate for learning. A lot of y'all debate to be right. Y'all here to answer instead of listening to get a better understanding. Debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, whisper in your ear. Remember I tell you about the system? Whisper in your ear. Backbiters, haters of Yah. How many of y'all hate Yah? Ain't no God. I was just sharing last night. Me and my brother G1 talking about. We're breathing water right now. How are we breathing water? Water is memory. Water holds memory. And I'll tell you it again. Go check out Messages in Water by Dr. Emoto. And you'll understand how water holds memory. And think about it. Water turns to ice. Ice turns back to water. I'm just going to go with solid, as me and G1 talk about. Solid, liquid, and then it evaporates. Solid is ice. Water is liquid. It evaporates into the air. You can say steam or whatever. As it evaporates, it's still water, but it's in a different density. So it's evaporating, going back to the heavens. Everything we're in is water. And then what does it do? It reverses and comes back down as water. Sometimes come down as ice, which we call hell. But the point is, universal consciousness, memory. That's why when we breathe, the universal consciousness is within our brains, and we all think some of us can think one thing compared to. That's why we're going through this shift right now. It's time. You can't change what's prophesied. If the Father's seen everything from the beginning to the end, and if everything is being fulfilled, it's going to happen because the Creator said it. He saw it already. And ain't nothing you can do about it. But either be on one side or the other. Convert or non-convert. That's your choice. Other than that, everything else is laid out for you. But what it says right here again, and even as they did in the verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge, Yah gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Then it went down to all these. And then verse 30, backbiters, I just did 29. Backbiters, haters of Yah, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedience to parents. Y'all children. Disobedience to parents. Without understanding. And we got a lot of people without understanding today. Covenant breakers. Without natural affection. Got a lot of people like that. Implacable. Unmerciful. Last verse, but not least. Whose knowing the judgment of Yah, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So right now, what was you about to say, baby, before I close up? That was Romans chapter 1, verse 1 through 30, I think 31 or 32.
Yeah, that's where I found
Verse 18 through.
where I found myself in that, and I was understanding.
That where you find yourself in what? Come in here and tell me. Come in here, baby. Come in here so I can hear you.
Myself when I was understanding things, the things of Yah, and long time ago when I was younger, and I happened to just be reading in the Bible, because every now and then we pick it up and try to read it and try to understand it, but even though we're walking so deeply and so heavily in this wicked world, and we try to pick up the Bible sometimes and understand it or whatever. And I happen to be in that way and picked up the Bible, and the book of Romans landed. I landed there and I began to read, and I read all of those things, and those things, some of those things I was. And that's when immediately my eyes were open.
So immediately your eyes were open because you recognized some things.
Yeah.
You looked in the looking glass. There's a looking glass. Yeah.
I recognized myself in that book, and I said, "Oh, Father, I do these things." And I didn't want to do these things. So I told him, I said, "Help me to not do these things."
And there you go.
And then I began to go to church, and there was some Christianity. I began to go to church.
So this is your beginning.
This is my beginning.
Okay.
My very beginning. And that's how I became.
Can't hear you, baby.
That's how I became to understand that the book of Romans, it is a looking glass. It is a mirror for you to see yourself spiritually, to see what spirits have attached themselves to you. And sometimes we don't know that those spirits are attached to us. And when we do find out, we have to We have to remove those things. We have to ask Father to help us remove those things. And we have to work hard at it because some of these spirits have been attached to us through ancestry,
Yeah.
from being born. Those spirits were attached to us. So we really have to work hard at deliverance or being delivered from those spirits because it's about us making the choice. It's not about, somebody laying hands on you. It's simply the choice. Even the New Testament says resist and he will flee.
That's
It
right.
didn't say somebody gonna throw some holy water on you and all this and you run around the corner and jump up and down and scream and shout. It says resist.
That's
and
right.
part of resisting is knowing that you are capable because you have something attached to you and it will tend to lead and guide you off into wherever it wants to lead and guide you off. And once that sin or that spirit has had its way, and now you're left holding the bag of shame and guilt.
Yep.
And so now we have to understand that we are the ones who make the decision. The Father said, you choose. I set before you life and death. Yeah. You choose. When you're walking down the path the wrong way into a dead end, you choose.
To stay there or turn around.
Or turn around and come back. That's all I'm getting off my box.
Thank you, baby. So other than that, I just like to share with everybody. G1, is there anything you'd like to say before we go? I know you've been sitting back for a while. He got disturbed when someone came on here with that foul stuff. Yeah, somebody came on, another person tried to come on. I put it on pause though. Yeah. Between part 1 and part 2. That's demonic.
But that's like, I would rather you not just even entertain it. If they don't want to say who they are, click automatically.
And that's what I'm doing. But I got to get to it before I can do it. Yep.
Because people can't unsee what they saw.
Yeah, I know. But it ain't on there for everybody to see no more. Yeah. So, so the key is. Other than that, I just like to thank everybody for coming and also want to share with everybody that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, cause the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we get ready to give the benediction that's starting in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And this is the priestly benediction, what the Creator told told Moses to speak to Aaron and tell him and his son to speak this upon the children of Israel. And the priestly benediction goes, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his son, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee, and Yah make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Just wanted to share that. And the smile. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Iolam, Vaed. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Bless you, Father. Bless you, praise you, bless you for all your words, your thoughts, and everything you've given of us. Let everybody take in this information and understand them for what's being said. We bless you. Thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We praise you and we thank you. In your holy word and spirit, all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 All right. Now, just to share with everyone. If anybody like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. My name is spelled Michael, but pronounced Mikael. And again, that's 770-572-5315. And if you'd like to email me, excuse me, you can always email me. You can get my plate ready now, baby. Get my plate ready. My email is at Lakine at Gmail, which is LKHYYM at gmail.com. That's LKHYYM at gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to catch me, well, put it like this. If everybody would like to check out part one and part two, which is the short versions, you'll find part one and part two on YouTube, which is youtube.com, Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO 33 altogether. That's for part one and part two, but that's under video. That's under video in YouTube at Juice Pro 33. You also catch us on Instagram, which is Lakime underscore the juice, which is on Instagram is LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's Lakine underscore the youth, excuse me, on Instagram. Now you can also catch me on Facebook. My Facebook, part one and part two, is Mikael Harris, which is MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. And now for the full version, which is from Zoom, I will be making it uploading it on YouTube at Juice Pro 33 under the video. That's on YouTube under Juice Pro 33, JUICEPRO 33 all together on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share as well. Please like, subscribe, and share. Check my information out and share. Also, you can look on X, formerly known as Twitter, which X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm on there under Juice Pro 33 as well, but that's the full version on there as well. That's Juice Pro 33, JUICEPRO 33 on X, formerly known as Twitter, all together, one word. And also on patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com, which is patreon.com/LKHYYM is the full version, as well as rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Excuse me. But now, if you just want to catch me on TikTok, my TikTok is same as you Instagram, which is LKHYYM underscore the juice. Again, that TikTok again is at LKHYYM underscore the juice. My other TikTok is at Michael the Juice Harris. That again is at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's all together, which is at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's all together. That's my other TikTok. Now, if you'd like to see the platform from the Zoom, which is in the information as well. My platform for Zoom is I'm here on the night after Sunday, which is at 9 p.m. after Sunday, which is that night. I'm here at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. That's Fight Fire with Truth on Sunday nights, the nights after Sunday. The nights after Monday, like tonight, the nights after Monday, what we call Monday nights, is at 9 p.m. And that's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And then on Tuesday evenings, which is at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, we have Solving Class of Knowledge, Introductory to Solving Class of Knowledge. Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge helps you out in getting in your solving status. And then we have on, well, to be determined, we have Freedom Solving Class of Knowledge on Wednesdays, but that's to be determined. That's when people get in their private office. But other than that, on the Sabbath, which is on Saturdays, at noon, which is the beginning of the evening, we have Assembly of the Righteous. That's Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath. That's at noon at that time. And that's it. Assembly of the Righteous at noonday on the Sabbath. And that day, the day that Creator called us together to keep His word, and that's what we do. So other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there. You're seeing, I'm going to say by the Zoom first since it's the longest. I thank you, appreciate, love you, and we'll be talking soon. G1, thanks for coming, even though we didn't get a chance to hear from you much. I also know that all of a sudden the sound was going in and out. So we'll talk soon. I'll see you soon, my bruh. And always, peace.